Mark, one of the things we haven't gotten to yet is, what does a youth group look like when this listening is just a part of the program, of the space, of the setup? What does it look like for a youth group to really cultivate this listening stance from youth to youth, from peer to peer?
Hmm. Yeah, and that's really critical. I mean, one of the great gifts you can give young people is enlarging their capacity to listen to others. Um, so that happens in a number of ways. One is you create a culture of listening by the adults being comfortable in that posture of listening, being present, available, patient, curious about young people. And so that there's a lot of listening happening from the adults towards the young people. And that sort of creates the pace, of how, or the culture of how this runs. So that's one way you do it. The other is you do have moments when you're asking kids to talk peer to peer that you control how that happens. So for example, I might say, okay, let's go around. We're just going to check in. Maybe I have a simple instrument like, okay, this week was a thumbs up, a thumbs down, or kind of an and then tell us why. And maybe you're eating around a table and somebody goes, this was a thumbs up week for me. Okay, why? The person starts to talk, others are talking, so I say, hey, we're going to make sure everybody gets a chance to be heard. So, can you stop talking for a minute while David's talking or whatever. So, you're creating kind of places where you're continually letting folks know that we're going to listen anytime someone feels like speaking, or someone gets excited. You're having a conversation. It's like, yeah, I know. It's like, well, hang on a second. Martha, let's let Martha finish what she's trying to say, because I really want to honor each person who's listening. There's things I do, like I repeat back to kids the essence of what I'm hearing them say so that they know I'm listening to them. And it's like, okay, so you're saying, I think what I heard you say, Martha, was that, parents just want to tell kids what to do. They don't really want to hear what they have to say. Did I get that right? No, what I'm trying to say is, and she corrects me, and it's like, okay, so I'm constantly trying to show we want to listen here. I went into schools. We had people share stories, young high school kids. And we had rules. We're like, okay, the question might be a place you loved as a child. And I'd say, okay, so one person's going to share a place they love. And they're going to tell about it as best they can. I want the other three people to just listen. Don't say, oh my gosh, I love that lake too. I used to go there. Don't ask questions, just listen. And then when they're done, all I want you to say is thank you. That's it. And then the next person goes. So it's a little stiff, it's a little formal, but when we got done, they had really listened, knowing that they weren't going to ask questions or anything else. So you try to create structures like that. You try to give them experiences of listening, and then you make it conscious. You say things like, what is it like to listen to others? What is good listening? What was it like for you to hear these other stories? So I'm helping them notice themselves listening and the pleasure and the power of that. What was it like for people just to listen to you and not ask questions or comment? Well, it's kind of fun because I could really remember the whole thing. And it's kind of like I went back in time and felt that again, And it's like, okay, we'll see how listening can really help a person hear themselves or whatever. So I'm constantly helping them notice and make conscious what it's like to practice listening in their own lives.
With the hopes that they then turn it to each other and are able to continue to give that gift, even when the leader isn't in the room, right?
Yeah, and I might even do a whole session on listening. What's it like when someone listens to you? What's it like to not be listened to? What happens to you? How do you practice good listening? Stuff like that. It's like, well, we want to do that here.